done.
From Erie Zone Government Access, Channel 9, from the City Hall Council Chambers, it's time once again for the Taxpayers Hotline Show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host.
And this is City Councilman Kaz Kwiatkowski, and for the time being, I'm alone, but we'll see. Never know who's going to show up. And real simple, this is your show. You can talk about any subject you want. Anything is fair game, just keeping it in the bounds of good taste, and try not to get personal with anybody. And outside of that, that's our only rules, and the phone number's out there, 870-1284. And we'll be sitting there waiting for, wow, look who showed up. As I said, we always have a guest, usually. Somebody shows up. You're late, but you're okay, though. And
we got the phone ready to go, huh?
I'm ready to go. I went on
yet?
here. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask you, you got out of it last week.
What's that?
You never answered the question.
About the question that...
You had a whole week to think about it.
How would you do it?
Yeah.
Well, if you have 10 on there, 10 million in the bank here, now how much is it going to cost us for the $11 million to pay back on that? How many years?
That'll be about probably 20 years.
20 years. And how much would the interest be?
Well, you got me. I'd have to bring you the totals.
See, that's if I was a homeowner and I had 10,000.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the choices. If you take the bond issue, okay,
right,
your tax increase is very limited because you're not doing it right from the start. You're spreading it, amortizing it over 20 years, okay?
Well, me and you, we might not elect you to have 20 years.
No, but I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is why government does it. Look at Social Security. Look at anything, right? Everything is spread out over a number of years, okay? You got bond issues everywhere. State has bond issues. City has bond issues. Federal government, everybody spreading it out, amortizing. That's a nice way of saying it's like your gas bill, right? Do you want to pay $200 this month, or would you rather pay $100 and
spread it out?
Spread it out. That's the theory, okay? Or you can do my idea, which is, and it's, if you want to face the reality, then you raise taxes every year and you pay for it up front, okay? Now that means you're going to have a tax increase, but you would with a bond issue, but it's going to be substantial, okay?
But the streets, that thing every third, you spend this money, $11,000. I see there's new equipment now. You got a couple new trucks. You got a sweeper now.
But you got to remember now, out of that $10 million, you were talking about that $10 million,
right?
Okay, we give every year by council mandate. We give the city. This is what we feel is fair. Between what we get in our investments coming into that account, we feel 4% is fair. So we give the city every year 4%. Now, you remember, well, that's going to vary on the value of the fund, okay?
A couple thousand.
What?
Couple million.
Well, you take 10 million. Okay, 4%, right? It's a sizable amount. Okay, and then next year, if the fund's up a little bit,
get more.
Right. So, we base that on, that grows the fund. Because the whole purpose, that fund years ago, we went in there, we borrowed for the convention center. Okay, we gave them a loan. Now they're paying it back, but it's slow, okay? We promised money to other things that we luckily didn't put an ordinance for them, we backed out of them because that would have depleted the fund. So you take, it's nice, you look at it, $10 million, okay, take 5 out this year. Okay, you're not going to get $5 million back in the market, okay? And you really think the city is going to pay us back $5 million?
No.
Not us, but you think we're going to get it? So now you're $5 million down. Now what are you going to do next year? You going to take 2.5 out of there?
I was saying 3 to 4 years. The mayor's out of the city. He won't care what's going on in the city.
No, but I'm saying
all these years he's been.
Here's what I'm going to give credit to council for. Many years ago, council took control of that water reserve. Okay,
right.
Took it back. It was always theirs, but they didn't realize it. I think over the years it slipped. Okay, it takes a super vote to release funds.
Right.
So we said, you know what, it's a capital fund, that's what it's designed for. Okay, so we will give the city so much every year. We want to give them more. Okay, as the fund grows, we'll give them more. And that helps because now, if we can give them money out of there, that means we don't have to raise taxes on the other end, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, so far, your guest, you haven't let him finish a sentence.
You know, you and I have this argument all the time. Now, I'm going to let you have the phone, and he hasn't once complained to me because I'm giving him the parameters. He has to make a decision. But go ahead. It's your phone, and I'm not going to interrupt you.
You haven't let your guest finish a sentence so far.
You said that already. Now it's your turn to talk. Please talk.
And you rudely interrupted him each time because you don't want to hear what he has to say.
No, I didn't. Did I ever tell you that?
Not directly, but...
Okay, you both have your... Go ahead. I'm not going to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay, now. Go on, your turn. Are you there? He was kind of upset.
Yeah, well, he does it all the time. Last week he had the phone on. He couldn't,
But like I said, the streets have been erased for the last 5-6 years,
Go ahead, caller.
He just bailed out. I don't agree with the bond.
I don't either, John, and I don't want to hog the show. I said from the start, I'm in favor of, I know it's painful, but, if we raise, I hate to say this, it's one way or the other. You're going to pay for it one way or the other. And I agree with you that bond issues are long-term debt. So, are we better off raising $1 million of taxes, $1.5 million of taxes, and dedicating that to roads? That's what I think.
Wait a second. Now, this increase we had in the city taxes, okay, that went for a police pension fund, didn't it? Majority at $9 million. We raised that because of that debt.
Well, they said that in the paper. That wasn't the only thing, okay?
Well, the fire department, too.
That last bond issue was to replace some of the streets, and in the same respect, a bond issue should not be for short term. It should be for capital improvement over 25 years.
Well, I agree with you. Hey, John, you know yourself now, the money from that last bond issue is gone.
Well, sure, the money from the last one issue, he took it and bought a fire truck. He bought 27 police cruisers.
Well, not the road ones. There was two separate bonds, okay? This one here is going to last about 4 years.
This is a refinancing of the one we had before to make it look a little sweeter.
And we also put $11 million into it, so so you got 4 years left, okay?
Yeah, he had 3 different bonds, like he just got done saying.
Yeah,
you incorporate all of them into one bond.
Well, that's how you do it. You refinance.
$12 million interest on that bond.
But this is only going to be for 4 years. Then 4 years from now, you're going to be out of the money that you raised.
Well, who'll be the mayor at that time?
This is where I agree with John here. Okay, in 4 years, the money that you raised through the bond issue will be gone, probably, if they do it the way they want to. Okay, once the proceeds are gone, your debt's not gone. Correct, John?
Right.
So what are you going to do in 4 years? You're back again, okay? So that's what I'm saying. What if every year you just, it's going to be painful. But
What teased me off the most, you got that liquid fuel tax. How come we're not getting an increase?
He's taking a liquid fuel tax and paying other things with it.
Well, we're paying the electric bill. There's no secret there.
Yeah, but that's what pays for the roads, doesn't it?
But we pay for electric, roads, and I think you can pay for equipment too that's relegated to it.
General funds.
But you know what? Your question was, why don't we get more money? Well, you got to talk to the state.
Well, see, the state, I said before, 12 years ago they raised their taxes, they doubled registration. This 12 years, we'll have plenty of money. Now it's 12 years later.
Go to Philadelphia.
Oh, what's going on here? We don't have no money.
Go to Philadelphia. You'll see where it went.
I think these state senators will get off the duff and start doing something for their pay.
It's all over. It's state, federal, and local.
Hey, John, where are we in the pecking order in Pennsylvania?
We're down the bottom.
Into where?
We're in the pecking order. Where are we?
I didn't catch that.
Okay, in the big scheme of things, the PECKING, pecking order, right?
Yes.
Where are we in the state?
We're way up in the nothing.
That's
Yeah.
a little island by itself.
All the big cities are east of the Susquehanna.
That's right.
You go over there and you look at the road, well, John's been there many times.
Oh, I've been down Lock Haven.
Look at the road networks.
Beautiful down there. But they don't get half the severe winters that we have,
Oh, they
especially
don't.
this last one.
The squeaky politicians yell and get the grease. Our politicians up here are like doormats.
So, John, you agree with me? We should raise taxes and face the bullet, right?
Yes, we should.
That's what I said. About a mill of taxes brings in about $3 million.
You know, people don't want to come to Erie because Erie's going to be real high in taxes.
I know, but
And you can't even hardly sell a house in Erie.
well, here's the problem. What are you going to do with the city? If you do nothing, it can.
Oh, we might have been doing nothing for the last couple of years.
For these people that are using the services.
I agree with you.
What happened to that situation with the sewer department, with the county, Mill Creek, and the rest of these?
I
That
think
fell through?
they're still fighting.
John, you hear about that one?
The sewers,
Yes, they're supposed to get
where they're going to increase all they're going to be doing is paying more on the bond issue.
What did they have to fight? They had to fight over something, though. Was it the water?
Well, that is on how much they're charging them. And city council has to get down and renegotiate a new contract with all these people. And that has to come from the 5th floor first. Because let's say X, Y, and Z is paying $50 a ton, and now they want to increase it to $70 a ton. They can't do it because they're locked in with a contract.
Yeah, that's true.
But what they're paying on is the sewer bond issue. They're paying on the interest, and they're all screaming because they have to pay on that interest. They're not paying on the sewers. They're paying on the bond issue.
Yep, but you know what? It's all, everybody, when we had to expand sewers and everything, that's all because of, it's not because of the
the
city.
water department.
Good.
Well, I mean, the water department, sewer department now have had to, stretch way past the city.
Well, they're out northeast now. Yeah, they
Northeast.
are. Yes, they're going water lines and sewer lines out there. A friend of mine,
They can't go south real far because of the watershed. They can't go to Waterford.
my friend has over there just past Route 89 and 5. And he's got a cottage by, what's that campgrounds there on Route 5?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Dollars. Okay, he lives right there, and he put a brand new septic system about 8-9 years ago, and he put it in, costing $10,000 to have it done. Same guy come up and smashed the whole thing, and he had to put the lines back to his place. Now he spent $20,000 to put a sewer and have the lines put in, and it was a lot of money just to have a cottage out in Northeast.
And
That's
if they
how.
run that line, they have to hook up to it.
Yes, they do, and it costs you so much footage.
Probably $200, $300, $400 a foot.
Right.
Hey, John, I went upstairs. I should get a call after the show about the problem we talked about, remember?
Yeah.
So hopefully I have an answer today.
Okay. I was going over 38th Street just after I had my car washed and polished and all that, and I went by a street sweeper and it slaughtered it. Should I send the bill down to
No, come on, John.
Is that the new one or the old one?
the street sweeper?
Yeah.
The one that's blowing dust you couldn't see.
It's a brand new one they got.
They don't want to put any water down.
Well, we got a whole lake here to put water
I
down.
don't know why, I'm going to ask why they don't put water. They went up my street, and I honestly, God, I don't think I saw any water, but
No, they're not putting any water down.
when we were kids, we used to love that because
They had that big old street washer with the angle of the water on both ends, in the front and the back, and they blew all the dirt to the side.
remember when the guy used to fill up the truck and those kids would hang around there?
Right by the fire hydrant.
Yeah, he'd keep it a little loose,
Yep.
so the kids would all get, sprayed, and they all went and got their trunks.
Up and nailed you once in a while with it.
They went and got their trunks and...
But, yeah, and we got that garbage situation still down there on...
Yeah, and I noticed now, John, you're not only there, but did you notice that the college kids have left?
Yeah, and they're putting their garbage out already, and...
Yeah, the one kid has a sign, freebie, take it. I said, whoa, it's junk.
But, if it's you and I, they'd say something. But seeing it's Mr. Glowacki's the manager, that magical word, and these people have to know better in those apartments.
Well, yeah, I thought, when I turned it in last time, they said, they had a talk with him.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's working. Then there's another guy I know that brings his garbage in from out of state.
Well, the whole thing here is that if I had a talk with my dad in the woodshed, I sure as hell wouldn't do it again.
We're getting a little loose with garbage and debris. You ride around town, and I'm embarrassed that, geez, the shape.
I saw a sign on a city pickup truck, our city is clean.
They do a nice job cleaning it up, but...
Well, they do a heck of a job.
But we got a lot of people that are just...
There are a lot of pigs in the city.
Yeah, and they don't cut their lawns and everything else, and I'm
all
going...
over. I mean, I've been yapping, charge these people that come in and cut the grass, charge them a fee, you'll be able to handle them, charge the plowers a fee.
There you go.
Hey, John, thanks. You know what?
I thought they were doing that.
No.
They stopped that long ago with the garbage haulers.
Well, here's what I was told with the garbage. The state collects that, John, so we had to abandon, either state or county charges the refuse fee, so we were not allowed to charge it. That's what happened with ours. Remember when our guys were licensed with little plates?
Yes.
Yeah, I was told, geez, it happened a long time ago, but...
They had a little plate like your kids used to put on their bicycles.
Yeah, the Commonwealth decided they took the revenue. It's like the dog licenses. Remember how...
Yes.
You had a fight between the county and the city, and then now they're talking about the state wants to have an amusement tax. I wonder how that'll affect us,
They want to tax, but they don't want to give any service.
Well, and they don't want like the municipalities. We can't even charge a hotel tax here in Erie. Because that's a county level tax, under the form of government.
Right. And everybody
yeah.
has a hotel in the city, gives that money, and the convention center gets the money, and they don't even pay off their debt.
And it's strange now. For a while there, we had no hotels, right, John?
Now we got all kinds.
Now we got hotels, and we can't keep we can't get a room tax.
That's true.
I'm glad you
How
brought.
much money is in that fund?
In what?
In that hotel tax for the Erie County.
It's up in the millions.
Okay.
Yeah.
The county, what are they doing? Sitting on it?
No, they're paying
It goes to the convention center, right, John?
employees, and they pay the directors money in the whole shop.
Oh, and
It goes
big salaries?
Well, it goes to the part of it goes to the
Convention center?
convention center and financing of those hotels, which is why those hotel owners got mad. Financing the debt, and some goes to
The salaries?
and it goes to what's that the Chamber of Commerce like,
Yeah, well, that's Chickies running that, and that's a joke. They're supposed to put advertisement out and everything else.
So they get the biggest bulk of that, but
You get a little golf pack, and I don't golf.
the convention center gets the biggest.
But,
What is it doing now? Nothing. Convention's about done, isn't it?
see,
Except for weddings.
well, I see a lot of conventions and a lot of people going elsewhere because the prices are so exorbitant down there, and it's just ridiculous.
Well, how about this hockey game, these playoffs? There was some big money tickets, weren't there?
I'm not sure who gets it because that could be a league thing. Sometimes the league and playoffs will take the money.
Well, they still have to pay their percentage of the amusement tax.
Oh yeah, they do there.
Well, you have to call Dave Rocco to see how that's going. And he's on top of everything there.
But a lot of people think when they charge extra for the tickets, it stays local. Sometimes it's the league.
Franchise fee, and they all split it.
Well, who's buying that league now?
He's got it up for bid now.
Now they're in the
And that's going to
playoffs.
go up to auction.
That's what he wants. So,
But, okay, I'll get off the air. And,
hey John, I'm glad you brought that up. If you have, I told people last week if they have any ideas, because council's going to be looking at them about any more, we can charge fees that we don't have to raise taxes.
and sure, just like last week, your last meeting, a guy came up for a repository sale just to buy the lot for the price. I think that council should not approve that. Unless he's going to pay all the back taxes and the whole shop. These people are just speculating and buying this land.
Well, I think I'd like to see it where, if somebody buys the land and actually renovates a house,
Or has to put something on it.
right, then I'm in favor of, we'll expunge the taxes, we'll give you a chance,
true, but this last person I heard, he had another lot down below. He bought it, repository. The repository is great, but you lose all your revenue and all your tax money is shot because all that's forgiven.
Well, some people are buying them from out of town, like you say.
Yes, they are.
Like these commercials where they tell you how to flip land.
Speculation.
Yeah,
right?
and nothing's happening. They're just sitting there. They don't know what they bought. They don't know where they bought it.
Now, we're going to have to get together and I have to show you that article I got from my property down in Florida.
Anytime, John. You know, I'm right around the corner almost.
Yep. So, okay, I'll talk to you later.
Hey, and if you have any more revenue ideas, you know, call in.
I sure will.
I got two more. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Got two more. See, I knew that.
I always thought, because the guy next door didn't cut the grass almost the whole summer. And I called down here and no one did nothing about it. I thought they sent people out to cut the grass.
We will, what they do, they hire kids during the summer, but they take the worst ones first. And sometimes they just don't have enough time. I know it sounds weird. You have to notify them. This is why I want to see the process cleaned up. Because I think, this 30-day notice and 60, it's 30 and 60 days in summer. What do you got?
Nothing left.
Summer's over, right? Then you're worried about the snow. You don't have to worry about the grass. But I think we have to change ordinances. And they talk now about a court where, you don't go to the district justice, go right to the judge.
Right, that's the way it should be.
And we need to, like in the cities, we have to be quicker. You should not have to take 30 days to cut your grass.
No.
Okay? And I think, like you live next door to it, what do you got to put up with? You got rodents,
I got a cutting edge to my yard. It took me an hour and a half.
Well, I mean, but when you got high grass, you got problems. And I think we have to find a way to, the law has to change so we can move quicker, because these kids, like by the time they get to you, the summer's over.
I see that they had it in the paper, the streets they were doing this summer. I see my street wasn't going to be touched. It's been 7-8 years.
Well, what you want to do is, you know what? You want me to ask or you want to ask?
Yeah, you ask.
Okay, you're on what now?
Marion, M-A-R-I-O-N.
Why did I think you were somewhere else? Marion from where? The whole street or?
Yeah, just do the whole street.
You're talking about from 38th up?
Yeah, why not?
There's no one section that's bad?
Well, it's all below me, it's bad.
Where's it really bad?
From 38th Street to 40th Street.
Like all those roads were probably done about the same time, like mine.
But Davidson was done last year, from 38th Street up.
I think they consider Davidson a busier street.
But Davidson from 38 down, I have so many people talking about that.
That's bad?
That is terrible. I don't know if it was the water department. They tore about 15, 20 feet wide, and they just passed it, bullshit patch. So you got it from 38th all the way down where they put all this new pipe, and it was a half-assed job. Now you got to go up around. That's a main street there.
You're talking about 38 North?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that street needs
I think when you talk like your street, my street, they were probably all done about the same time. Isn't yours like resurfaced?
Oh, no, it's been a long time.
Did you have before, like mine was with Warsaw and all them? We all got repaved under Joyce when they got.
Yeah, but how long was Joe?
Well, it's a long while.
Long time ago.
Like mine is holding up, but it's starting to crack. Okay, I don't know how many more years you got, but it's not. I wouldn't call it. What do you call it? Terrible.
There's a lot of roads that are terrible.
But I mean, it's on it. We got ones worse than my street. Far worse.
It would ask, like I said, the last 4 or 5 years, the streets haven't been done hardly at all. Now all of a sudden, we're up against the wall, spending all this money.
Well,
now, if they would
what
take
showed it? It was a harsh winter. It showed it.
Yeah, but if you don't take care of your streets steady, what happened at 8th Street from Pittsburgh Avenue to the Bayfront Highway? Remember they had some kind of a study on some new kind of paving, and it fell apart.
I don't know. Doesn't that stay?
8th Street.
8th Street.
8th Street.
I have to ask them.
Pittsburgh Avenue to the Bayfront Highway. They used some new surfacing stuff, and it doesn't hold up anything. I see Mill Creek they got from 8th Street, Pittsburgh Avenue, all the way to the airport. They got theirs done already.
Actually, I was out today, and even our guys were doing 29th Street on the west side.
Yeah. Like Walnut Street, stuff like that.
No, out by, I don't want to say Liberty. Well, they actually got it like from Cherry, Liberty, that area, and then now they're working towards Elmwood and west. So they are out,
Yeah, they're doing one street at a time, what?
Well, there's different contracts. Our guys are doing some, and the contracts were let out to other companies.
And what was the thickness of the blacktop? What's the state?
Well, I couldn't tell you.
What does the state say, the thickness? Because, if they say 4 or 5 inches and they're putting 3 inches down, that's not why they're not holding up. If you ain't got the right, you got to go by some specs the state has.
I'll have to ask them. What did they do the specs on I have to pull the contract and see what
the contractor's doing and see what we're doing.
Because even the material is supposed to be according to like state standards.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes, I was just wondering, for city code for cutting lines, who would you get a hold of? There's people that they don't even cut their lawn and grass.
We were just talking about
Oh, that'd be, if you want it, Public Works or Parks would be the department. Can you hold a second?
Right?
We were just talking about that.
They may tell you Parks, but I'll give you Public Works.
Public Works, okay.
Yeah, they can try 870
70
1450 or 1452.
1450 or 52.
Right, and if that doesn't work, you can try Parks Department at same 3 digits, 870.
870
Right, 1391.
91.
Whereabouts did you? In case I can double after you call, I can kind of follow up on it.
Okay, we're in the South Manor. We got 2 of them that the bank is closing on or whatever, sheriff's sale or whatever.
South Manor.
It's just being neglected, and then we got one right directly across the road from us. And
South Manor?
hey,
What's the address? Do you know?
address over there?
2047.
2047
No.
at South Manor.
Okay. And there's 2 houses there, you said?
Well, there's 2 down the road and 1 across the road.
Okay. But South Manor area.
Right. People
Yeah.
can drive brand new Cadillacs. They can sure mow their own lawn.
Yeah, I've been in the South. I had an uncle who used to live up there.
Right.
Yeah, so call those numbers, see what they tell you, and then I'll follow up with you.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
What's this, the mayor and county exec talking about doing switching at the bus company?
What do you mean?
Give more authority to the county so they can...
Oh, the county's going to want, I think, more seats.
That's to take care of their buddies, huh?
Well, what has to be decided is, do we become irrelevant as a city,
No, I think it's ours, it should be ours.
Well, that's where the argument will be. It's like all these authorities want more representation from the county, okay? As you do that, that means
You're taking more...
our voice gets less and less.
Right, and like I said, authority's the worst thing we ever did, put those in...
I wouldn't say they're all bad, Ron.
Well, look at the water authority. Here's a guy running wild. He spends $40 million for Summerheim. Did we need it? Did we need that purification?
Couldn't tell you. I mean, that's not my...
I've talked to different people, and they said it was a waste of money.
I think...
40 million is a lot. But I think what his figure was, okay, 40 million. If you got in city council decide to take it back, wait a minute. They got a $40 million debt here. And when you assume the water department, you have assumed all debt. And that 40 million, you guys will be looking at that twice.
Sure. Some authorities over the years, okay, because the city could not, how do I say it? They could not provide the level of service.
No, I was just looking to see if it's raining. I got my top down on the card.
And service investment and keeping politics out of it to get things done right. If I was a pick, and there's many good authorities that that I like. One of them that always comes to my mind is a parking authority. People hate it. Absolutely hate them. Go ahead, caller. Turn down your phone. I mean your TV.
Turn down your phone.
Your TV.
Hello there.
How you doing?
I just want to know why I live on the east side, and it seems like they don't do nothing over here on the east side fixing up these roads.
I said that all the time, and I get disagreed with, but I feel that way sometimes. I really do.
Well, Zimmerman Road from 38th down to 28th Street. That's the worst road street. And then,
I think that's on the list this year, sir.
and what about Davison from 38th down to 28th? That
We were just talking about that.
times and they can't even fix it right.
Yeah, I'll check on Davidson, but I think Zimmerman is actually on the list. That's going to be done, if I remember the map, it's going to be pretty much the whole length from like Tops area, not Tops, Walmart area, all the way to 38th.
Yeah, but we gotta go up higher than that.
Well, and then it's going to pick up on the other side a little bit.
There are a lot of cars use that every day.
I know, I do too, because it's the greatest shortcut in the world.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, do you have a computer?
No, I don't.
I was going to tell you, if you get a hold of a computer, go on the city website, and they also have one, I think, on the TV stations. You can get a map, and if I remember, just looking at it roughly, Zimmerman was on there, and but I'll check Davidson. I'm not sure about that one.
David, that's one street on the east side that needs to be fixed. Like this man just
They
talking.
picked up a cement one time, and whoever did the job was lousy on it.
When they put that pipe in.
Well,
You know,
They
one
just
thing like where Ron and I live here, you know, above 38th, those are reclaimed roads. They don't even have curbs.
No, they don't.
oh,
And so that road's breaking up, and I mean, yeah, it's almost like the east side was,
yeah, thank you very much.
yeah, we were forgotten.
Well, see,
Thank you for your call, sir.
where I lived, them were all woods up there.
Wait, yeah, when I was,
I had 3 cottages. My house was one of the cottages up there, 3 in a row.
they told me they found, what was it, septic systems up there.
Oh, I moved up there in 72. I had a septic system right beside the driveway. I had a water pump out back, and perfect pump, but that someone took it all apart.
72?
Yeah, 72.
I didn't come too much after you, but
Yeah, 72 we bought the property.
I think I came, I'm going to guess 79, so it wasn't that much.
Yeah, but there was a septic system. It caved in. But they said it's all condemned. You can't use them no more in the city.
What were we talking about just a minute ago? We were,
You're supposed to be you're the main guy. I'm just.
well, I know, but what, you're my, what were you talking about? We were,
Oh, we're talking about the bus terminal.
Oh, yeah.
Bus terminal and stuff.
yeah, well, I was going to say, now I remember. I think like the parking authority, they've done a good job. People hate them because, you know, they get tickets, but you know what? They've never come to the city for money, okay? They do their job. They built parking ramps, which is what they wanted downtown. They do the enforcement,
Did
fix
they
the
pay
meters.
that one at the convention center? Now,
Which one's
the
that?
insurance company, they pay half or the city by half? It's all the insurance, your insurance.
That's all your insurance.
It's all their money?
Yeah. In fact,
What are they going to charge, $5 or something like that? And
they charge
city
more
gets
for,
two?
no, we don't get a dime.
I thought you get they say they charge 5 and you guys get 2.
If it was, like when I worked for them, and we used to rent out our, you know,
Right.
our different ramps and surface lots. Yeah, the deal was, we took some money for maintenance, staffing, because, you know, we provided the workers to work it, to collect the money, clean it, you know, plow it, all that. And then the Civic Center got a cut. Like, when it was $2, I think they got $1 and we got $1. But with your insurance, that is strictly, the city has nothing to do with that. Now, we may get amusement, we may get the parking tax out of there. There's a parking tax, okay? But as far as any split, none I'm aware of. Because here's what I found. I parked in there one day for a basketball game, and it was like a couple bucks or $1 more than what the parking authority was charging in their ramp. So that's, you know, but, yeah, they paid for that. But, you know,
What are
park,
you gonna do with that bus terminal, though?
which one?
The bus terminal, the new one they're putting up, with the parking ramp and all the bells and
Well, there's no
whistles.
secret, they're going all the way from,
Yeah.
all the way to Parade.
Right. So
And the second
why
phase,
Erie's not that big of a town.
What?
Who's the stupid moron who wanted that much land in there?
Well, let me ask you
Erie's not a big town.
let me ask you this, if the government's gonna hand you money, okay, they're gonna hand it to you, right?
Well, when we ask for money for the roads.
We can, but they, unfortunately, those things, wait a minute, unfortunately, those things aren't glamorous to the federal government or to the state. They love arenas, they love projects like that, okay? You know, but anything else is not glamorous as much.
Well, I think the roads are.
Well, they should be,
$10
but-
million.
They should be,
They
but
want Erie to be, build the
here, I'll
city
give you
and
an
we'll
example.
come.
I'll give you an example. Remember when they built the boat terminal?
Yeah, that was a joke.
You know, the one with the, and then the wall caved, right? People ask, well, the money was there. You know, the money was there from.
It's like this bump outs there. That's the biggest joke in the city.
But they
How
apply-
many times did the plow hit that?
Yo,
You hear any plows
Ronnie,
that hit?
you won't get any disagreement from me, but
I mean, you know, they got to do something.
if they're gonna have, here's the thing, you look at the park, right?
Now,
Perry
how
Square.
much are we getting for that? Gazebo.
You see, well, there's a couple grants on that. I have to go back and calculate the whole park as
The
a,
whole part, even those pillars.
because that's been done over a period of time now, okay?
Right, the pillars, how much did that cost?
The pillars, it's hard to say because they're all included in,
Now, you give me a ball game figure of everything with the cost, this for all those combined.
I'll have it for you next week.
Okay, you heard that, people. Next week, it's
You
his
want the
turn.
park total,
Right.
okay? And here's it now, there again, if they're gonna give you money, okay? What, are you gonna run and take it or for, you know?
Well, I tell you, I'd be fair about it. If I didn't need it, I wouldn't do it.
You're different. Go ahead, caller.
He's talking about the filters for the Summerheim.
Right.
They are very critical because of all the drugs being flushed down the toilet. It's bad enough that we have fluoridated water, but if they didn't have all that filtration, half the city would be up on, they'd be in doping.
Oh, you're talking about, yeah.
What are you thinking now? Everybody's shooting each other. Where do you think that is from?
Well, all the drugs being thrown into the toilets instead of being disposed of properly, that takes a lot of them out.
And that's why, the county wants you to come down with your drugs and bring it down to the courthouse.
That's true.
No questions asked.
No questions asked?
No, seriously, you can walk in there, you throw your bag in there, nobody's gonna argue with you.
Yeah, they'll take it and they'll dispose of it properly. I don't know if they burn it or whatever.
Well, that's something I learned today.
Yeah, I took all my, we all got pills laying around.
Yeah, that's true.
You're done with your meds and you go, what should I do with them, what we do in the old days? Flush them.
Yes,
And people are still doing it, right?
true. I bought my home up here in '68.
Wow, you go back.
Go back a few years.
I got a great deal on my place up here. And as far as the roads up here, they just put about 1.5 inches of topping on it and prayed that nothing would happen. Yet they come up and throw all that salt and it cracks and gets in there and everything else.
Well, they don't throw salt that much, John.
Are you kidding?
Not on my road.
Going up the hill on Marion, they have all kinds of it.
My God, they throw the salt down and hope the snow melts.
That's all they put is on the cover is 1.5 inches.
Yeah, that's all. Well, they put a roughing of about 1.5 inches. Then they put about 1/4 inch on top of it.
Yeah, if you look at it from where it's breaking up on the side, where no curb, it's not very thick.
No, it's not. It's not thick at all. But
It wasn't designed for heavy traffic either.
that's true. And I took a gander through the streets that are being paved, patched and paved.
Yeah.
Hitting it again. But there's almost 70% on the west side.
Well, we have that argument. They tell me I'm full of crap, but
Take the list and show them. Say, here it is.
John, wasn't Zimmerman on there?
Zimmerman, a short stretch, just like Fargo's on a short stretch.
No, I thought wait a minute, if I remember the chart, they're doing all the way from Walmart all the way up to 38th.
I didn't see that.
Take a look at it, because there was 2 or 3 contracts there was a little section that goes alongside Walmart, and then where you make that bend, there was another contract, and then they picked it up on the other side of 38th.
But they're only doing short stretches. You know, short stretches are great for a quick fix, but they got to do it the right way.
Well, you know, 11, like I say, you know, 11 million is not a lot of money. And
It's not.
hey, you know,
Like you said, I asked you last week by East 38th Street. You said they're going to repave the whole street.
So they just paved a bunch of spots.
That's all they did. Are they going to go back and do the whole street or what?
I think they're going to come across and go like from State Street all the way over to
when was the last time they did 38th?
Holland. It was quite a while ago.
Because Pine Avenue was done, I'm going to guess 8 to 10 years ago too, maybe.
I know Wesleyville Estate's doing the whole Wesleyville.
Oh, they got a nice job there.
And
Buffalo Road, you mean, yeah.
these guys that are doing this paving, they can't seem to butt them up properly.
What do you mean, where the blacktop meets?
When you're going from one section to another, there's always seems to be a ridge where you hit it.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You know, you have to have it. Well, it's a gentleman who's doing the job. Maybe we ought to get Delio back and pay him like we're paying Jim Clem.
You know, I drove around the city yesterday in the rain, and it was amazing. And my wife pointed out too, the number of corners where the water just
Handicapped?
just laying there like puddles.
The water has to drain, doesn't it?
It seems like, you know, for all the work we've done, you know, all the engineering, and I'm not blaming anybody in particular, but
I am. I'm blaming the engineers from the city and from the state.
I looked at him going, because I got a lady in my church that, you've probably seen her, John. She's on like a bed.
Yeah.
And I don't know how she gets around. I literally, you know.
That's true. You know, there's only two guys that I know in this town are doing a great job when they're putting the ADA ramps in. One is Valhalla,
Yeah.
and the other guy, he's a black contractor. And I'll tell you what,
Yeah, he was, was it Keys?
I believe so.
Yeah, I was surprised. Those two guys were like, when they did 38th Street, they went down like, wow. I mean, you blinked your eye and they were, you know, gone.
That's right, and they did a good job. They did an excellent job. But Mayer Brothers and McCormick, you know, big names, so what? They don't do a good job. And the whole thing there, it's ridiculous. But other than that, I can yell till hell freezes over. But we got to get out there and vote tomorrow, and we got to vote for change.
And don't vote for name recognition. Vote for somebody you think that didn't shaft us.
And vote often.
What, you from Chicago, John?
Yeah, I'm from Cicero.
Oh,
Cicero.
Get out there and vote often. And you know it's going to rain, so it's going to keep it down. And vote for the top 3 people that are running for city council, and forget about those on the bottom, because
Who's
they
that
don't
on the
mean
top?
anything.
Hey, you're not supposed to
Who's on
push
the
no
top?
politics.
Wait.
No politics on here now. You get me in trouble.
No.
I don't know who's on the top.
You guys made your statement that let's not go further.
I like for the judge.
Judges?
There was only one Democrat.
Well, they're Democrat and Republican, and they shouldn't have the privilege to cross file. I don't care if you're school director or if you're a judge.
Well, you
go to your party.
You got to change state law.
Take care of them.
Okay.
You got to change state law,
First,
John.
we gotta get the ones, the state legislators that are in there out of there.
Yeah, well, they voted to cut their legislator down. Let's see what happens.
Down what? On what part?
Size-wise.
Well, what they want to do is they want to increase the.
Increase the area for whoever the representative is.
You know, the trouble with that is, and I got feelings on that. That means like now Erie will be tossed in with the rural area. So you know that kind of hurts us. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah, we have 67 counties.
I mean, look at the way it did with the federal government. I mean, Thompson and Kelly, they're both from rural areas.
They shouldn't.
They don't really. I mean, Erie's like a blip to them, you know.
Now that's just designed to keep the vote going one way, just like our voting machines are illegal.
I mean, we have nothing in common, John, with, I'm saying this truthfully. What do we have in common with a rural area, you not?
Well, we're rural. We're not city anymore.
Thanks to the way they did that, yeah.
We're still rural. I don't know why you have emission controls, because rural areas don't have to have emission controls.
That's true. I think they cleared that up, though. I have to ask.
Like I said, you go right down to Mary.
I'm going to ask.
Crawford County, they don't pay for that.
No, they don't. But I'm going to ask not John, Pat Harkins, when I see him, if we're still classified as rural.
Well, but like I say, get out there and vote tomorrow and vote often.
And like I said, don't vote same people in there.
That's hard to do because we have all these old people that go in there and...
Who should I vote for? Oh, I know her. Wait
a minute. John, thanks for calling.
No. Hey, wait, guy ain't done yet. He ain't done yet.
No,
go on, finish up.
Names. You can't go with names.
Okay, you still on? Oop. Oh, we had a nerve, boy. He really jumping out of that seat.
No, you'll get me in trouble with names.
Oh, no.
No names.
No.
Go ahead, caller.
You're right about government not wanting to pay. If you watched 60 Minutes last night, the federal government doesn't want to pay for a new bridge infrastructure.
They don't?
You heard the best thing I heard.
Wait a minute. You said they don't, sir?
That's what the one person who was well versed in the needs for bridges across the country, he said that it's difficult getting the federal legislators to set aside money to rebuild the bridges that are falling apart.
Yeah, let alone our roads.
We spent our billions of dollars overseas there, and we can't even fix our own road structure here or take care of our country. You know, the whole system sucks now.
Sir, you remember that bridge in Minnesota, right?
Yes, they pointed that out. They said there was a bridge near Philadelphia because Rendell was on, and he said a couple of guys noticed it and they had it re-supported immediately. Otherwise, there was a possibility that could have collapsed for it supported I-95. The bridge is part of I-95.
Wow.
That's a federal highway.
My friend, who's the engineer at the city, we were talking one day, and he was telling me they lowered him in a bucket, And he said there's a lot of bridges that are going to have to be addressed someday,
What about East Avenue?
Wait.
Now, say...
Let the guy talk.
Okay, go on.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, that's all I have.
I'm glad you brought that up because...
Like I said, tomorrow's election. Go vote, not the person.
This country has to find a way, on the federal and state level...
Oh, they don't care.
To help when you drive around the country, you look at some of the roads, the bridges, the infrastructure, the pipes, it's terrible.
Yes. When is your next program? Or is that 2 weeks from today?
Oh, that's right. What's next week?
Celebration of Memorial Day.
Yeah, we'll be off at City Hall. That'd be 2 weeks then.
June 1st. June 1st will be 2 weeks. Okay.
Yep. We'll be back though.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
18th today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2 weeks, isn't it?
Well, we'll be back in 2 weeks. But go ahead on your thing about the bridges. I agree with you. Go ahead.
Like I said, I've talked to some people, and they said we had the money to fix that East Avenue bridge. Now, say we have a fire on the south side of the bridge, and a bad fire. How would the fire trucks get there and they can't go over that bridge?
The East Avenue Bridge.
Yeah.
You talking about McBride?
Right.
They claim they studied it, and
There's nothing. Stop and think about it. Them houses on the south side of the street, the only one that goes over would be the bridge. It's big enough to get the fire trucks through.
Take me down there someday and show me. Exactly.
And just take a ride and just look at the bridge and look at it.
You can't get to it from taking the Bayfront Highway and coming over?
No, you can't get there. But you're going south, and there's nowhere to get off all the way to 26th Street. Then you get off right there. where the county farms is.
Yeah,
You come out
that's
there.
That's 18th Street. No, that's 26th.
That's Buffalo Road. But but if the house is over here and it's burning down,
They claim they.
oh, that's bull.
I was at.
If they have the money, why don't they fix it?
I was at the hearing, and they claimed. I mean, I'm not saying I agree with them. Okay.
But the state already had approved the money.
The state, the way, I could say I wasn't part of that because I wasn't there then.
There's somebody I know was there.
But from what I was told by people on the committee, the decision was made that, it was going, and that was it.
But now you don't have that much fire protection there. Or they have to go way over on, what's that, Downing Avenue.
I don't think it's a good idea, no, until the interchange is like.
There's another
here
road on 18th Street.
Well, here we are.
Coming, going south. Okay, you make a road down in 18th Street, then you can go over the bridge and it's like anything
But here we
else.
are now studying the 18th Street interchange, okay?
Right.
There's going to be one. But here we are studying. It probably won't be done for, I'm guessing, 2 to 3 years. They're putting an interchange. That's the whole thing.
Right.
When McBride went down, what should have happened years ago is you should have had the interchange then.
Right.
And for the life of me, the only thing I can, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm conspiracy, but I got to believe the only reason why they didn't do it was because they were looking at McBride Viaduct and says, you don't need it, right?
$700,000
So
for a
why
study.
didn't they years ago, Ron, look at McBride when they did that, right? If they left it up, which they did, correct? Then they must have been saying, we don't need an 18th Street interchange was going to be costly. There's no doubt about it.
Now, what's better, to make the 18th Street that there one or fix the bridge? How much is it going to cost?
I think before we could have probably put the bridge up a lot cheaper.
Yeah,
But now you're dealing with a problem that the bridge is in such disrepair now.
Well, it's been what, how many years since it's only been
But you haven't touched it, okay?
That's probably better steel and better materials in it than in any new building.
But all the drains got to be redone. The road is probably not wide enough. I mean, we should have looked at it. And I'm thinking they didn't. And why didn't they? But if they thought it was bad then, when they did that road, they should have looked at it then and said, you know what? It's not going to last. Okay? Let's do the interchange then, okay? Now you're flash forwarding how many years, your costs have escalated on the interchange, correct?
Okay, another thing is that down here, GAF plant, I thought that probably was supposed to be on the side with who's studying that? How many studies we got so far
Well, the Civic Center is the one that's conducting the study.
down there?
Yeah, there was a preliminary.
Why do they get involved? City council be involved in it,
Well,
not them.
they have the property, okay?
They don't own the property,
Yeah.
the GAF.
Convention center.
They own that property.
So,
That's 700,000. How much it cost for a study there?
well, they did 2 studies. Now, the first study was the one that was in the paper.
Right.
And then David Brennan put one out there, remember? But that was a concept, all right? That was like, looking at it. Now the study they're doing is more precise, and it will come to council, okay? And I don't know how much.
We got that best bayfront property in the United States, right here in Erie. Beautiful. Come down over there, you got a whole bay. Now you got it blocked off with a parking ramp, the hotel, that's the worst place they could have put that.
Now, I might disagree with you.
I think that.
I'm thinking the average Joe in Erie, the everyday citizen, okay, he wants access to that waterfront, okay?
We had already
But,
access.
yeah, but he also wants, some of us would like to be able to go down there and be able to have a nice meal, okay? And there's nothing wrong in my mind, like with what Nick Scott's doing or any of those people,
Well, we asked, is that Chris program, is that done with?
It's still, I'm gonna have to talk to
State rep.
Wiley and them, because that's still being debated. And, that a lot of that hinged on whether Scott was gonna hurry it up quicker.
Well, I heard when they put it in, they went through the sewer department and they said they needed money. Well, why would you go through the sewer department?
No, what they needed was they needed an authority. And they didn't, like other communities, well, Allentown was the first one. And then I think Bethlehem did it. They formed actual authorities. We didn't. We decided to let the sewer authority do it, and they didn't accept that. The Commonwealth.
And why would the sewer?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a bad attempt. And, you should have just formed, somebody didn't do their homework, and he should have formed a committee like they wanted, an authority, if that be the case, a businessman, put whoever you want in there, Like I've always said, now Nick probably couldn't be on there because he has a vested interest.
Right.
But if you look at guys like Kennedy, Griffith, Scott, okay, these guys should be like on authorities to decide, development and stuff. Of course, the problem is that then they can't get involved in it,
The conflict of interest.
But you need people that have an open mind, like me. I think there's nothing wrong with building hotels and stuff on the waterfront, okay? Tourists love them.
Yeah, but them doing it themselves, not
That's wrong.
Vaughnish.
No, that's wrong, okay? I'm in favor of...
Like I said, these idiots down in county council, they ought to be nuts to put that down there and took the bond issue. And we ain't paid the other one, the convention center. How much is
5
that?
minutes? There's nothing, Ron, go ahead, I do.
Oh, one more street I have to talk, I had to plug this in. 37 in Sassafras.
What, bad?
Bad, you can lose your whole car in it. A friend of mine, he backs up and then, man, can knock the whole car apart. 37's in Sass.
Now, getting back to what you said, I don't, look, I've said on the show many times, I like what Kennedy did, his own money. I like what Nick Scott, yeah, he's going to get government help, okay?
Well, there's no doubt about that. How much do you think the total, what he did, the CRIS program, would give him to build that whole?
I don't think we know yet, because we don't know.
Figure.
I've heard, it wouldn't be fair, because you don't know, he's had, he doesn't know how the program's going to look, okay?
Well, he's got the blueprints already.
Well, he's got his blueprints, but we don't know, like the CRIS that Allentown did is not the one they're talking about. They're talking about the CRIS they're talking about now, Allentown had the NIS or something like that, it was a little different. So we don't know what it's going to look like yet. And Nick's going to probably have to, taper his program to match that. So, it'll be, I don't want to quote numbers because I don't know. But I tell you this, if you've seen the plans, it consisted of residential, office, retail, and at least
nice setup, gonna be nice.
At least 1 to 2 hotels. It's like a mini city down there.
Right.
So I'm guessing it's in the hundreds of millions, easily. And what we don't know, but here's where I disagree, and I agree with you, and what I'm saying is, I like development down there, but less and less on the government. We got people that are willing to, Nick was perfectly willing to build a hotel. In fact, the same one they're building now is the one he wanted to do. Okay?
He wanted to put one right there.
But the same hotel. But they wanted a little classier hotel. Market didn't bear, so we had to finance it, we being the people. Okay, that's why you got the Sheraton. Because when Nick done the studies, it didn't show that.
Yeah, but what studies did they have that we needed this hotel?
Well, you needed a hotel, but Nick's studies, and I remember people telling me this, I went to the meetings at that time as controller, but I also remember people that know a little bit more inside that said he done many studies, and the study said, yeah, there's a hotel need, but not 200 rooms, and not...
How many rooms in the Sheraton?
I think it's close to 200.
Is that packed every night?
Couldn't tell you.
I know Scott's is pretty well packed up there.
But, 200 rooms, okay, his study showed 150, 160. You say, what, that's only 40 rooms. That's big in hotels, you have fixed costs, do you keep it closed? They wanted a Marriott, and the study showed a courtyard would work. But, when you talk about a Marriott,
there's a lot of money difference.
you're talking like Hyatt, Marriott in bigger cities, or, can the Erie market afford it?
Erie's an average.
Well, they can afford it now because it's being subsidized, okay?
Oh, yeah.
If it had to stand on its own, would it make it, okay? Is that to say it's a bad idea? No, but I think, when you look at a GF site, and I think most people want this, they want to be, I like the idea about a farmer's market down there. because that's big all around the state now. A place where you...
I mean, like that on 16th and State.
Yeah, and most of the times they're open 3 to 4 days a week. They're not open every day. Huh?
You buy pigs, cows, anything you want.
Well, the one that's in Allentown, the one that's in Lancaster, and there was one in Philly. You can buy anything you want in there. They got, the Amish people are in there. You got people, farmers, local. You got anything you want to buy. You got all kinds of lunch meats and ice creams, and it's. I don't know, whether we can do it, okay? But the theory of a farmer's market is that now you bring in people like from Meadville and Crawford County, 3 days or 4 days a week. They come up here and bring their goods.
Right here, don't they?
Well, he does it, yeah.
Up here in the square.
But if you do what they want to do, it's a bigger concept. I like that idea, and I like the concept of restaurants. And I think it's not bad, but I think we have to look at not government financing those things all the time.
Talk about the boys' Memorial Day coming up.
Oh, yep. Go ahead. You want to start? I want to say this. It was my pleasure Saturday. We put the flags up at Trinity Cemetery.
Yeah, I heard that.
And that was, if next year, if anybody wants to help, feel free to give me a call. We can always look for, we had the Boy Scouts this year. Kids done a nice job. They are very enthusiastic. Whipped in through that cemetery like you couldn't believe. And it was wet, just...
Is that guy putting the flags up on the bridges again?
It's a friend of mine, Bob Boyd. Yeah, he did it.
He's starting that now? Mm-hmm. You done with it?
They showed him on TV, some of them. I haven't noticed he does the one near the Bayfront Highway on 12th Street.
12th Street?
He got permission from the city to do the one over Bayfront near Frontier, behind Vincent.
Right.
There were some issues there about they didn't want anything falling down. But, and he does a lot of other bridges, the one out there by Wintergreen Gorge. So, it's a classmate of mine from Tech, and I told him I want to help him sometime, but Saturday we were busy doing the other ones. But, next year, if anybody wants to help, we can always use, your local Legion can always use the help. But, try to remember, we won't be on the air Memorial Day, and try to remember the relevance of the holiday.
Memorial Day is Monday?
Yep.
Oh.
We celebrate, so, take time to pause and reflect and try to remember what it's really all about.
If you can remember. Get as old as we are, we forget
Yeah,
half.
I lost a few friends, so, I try to...
lost a lot.
I try to remember them on Memorial Day, and that's a very special day.
Yeah, but we're going to have a little get-together for Mr. Perico sometime this summer, I guess Edinburgh, so...
And you never answered the question, so it's on the
What? You got 1 second.
tax bond or state or whatever.
I'm at of next time.
That guy's going to get mad at me because I'm going to, first question, you got to answer that.
Okay, I already told you half. I told you what I thought.
I know, you're okay.
But like I say, you're borrowing that kind of money, how much you going to be back the interest compared to taking the cash? Now, which
Thing
one?
is, it looks better on the short term. That's the trouble. It looks better in the short term, and
Who gets the bonds? Who runs the bonds on those?
well, we have bids. A company will come
Who's
in.
been sneaking in and getting the bids?
The company?
Yeah. That locally?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was it?
I think it was PNC Bank this time.
Yeah, we're off.
We are. What happened? We ran out of tape.
Ran out of tape. He's out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Taxpayers Hotline Show on Erie Zone Government Access, Channel 9.